for a while now thought about doing like a bit of a video diary on my training for people who are interested in following along, and you know, individual sessions and things like that, but it never panned out because as it is, it's sort of like military precision to get the workouts done at all. Particularly this morning wasn't bad, like this morning was 22 kilometers, but I have been doing up to 30 and need to be back here by, you know, ideally 7:45. I can get away with 8. So for that to happen, there's not exactly loads of time for me to be sort of filming anything. Afterwards, I just got to get in the car and get home, because most of the time I drive to an area that's well lit, so I can run down there before the sun comes up. But then, as most ideas I have, when I went out running, I'm like, I can just record them later, it's fine. So I have had a few questions, particularly for people who follow me on Strava, because they're sort of starting to see some big numbers with running coming up, which is awesome, because that's sort of like all of last year was just sort of getting back to the point where I was able to do that. And the truth is, I'm actually not training for anything. I can hear the cats in the background. The Christmas tree is still up, so yeah, I should get onto that. So yeah, not really, like I have things that I'm going to this year, like the Australian Running Festival in Canberra in April. I'm going to that. Might be something in May, I'm not really sure. Definitely Gold Coast and definitely Melbourne. But at the beginning of the year, I said to my coach, look, I'm not really married to any of these things being a race. I'm happy to run them as a workout or as a training run or whatever. Let's just have the focus be 100% be on, by the end of the year, how much fitter can I be? And so we've just been sort of going with that. And so I started off around, you know, like 50 to 70 kilometers a week, and now like on a high week it'd be closer to 110, and on a low week be 80. And so today was one of the quality sessions for the week. So it's a 5-kilometer warm-up, drills, which are running form technique drills. So there's about 12 of them, and that usually takes about 15 minutes. And then there was a progression run, so starting off at marathon pace, and I use that phrase loosely. I like to think of, in terms of like pacing of workouts, marathon pace actually tends to be more like what your 2.5 hour pace is, because a lot of times those workouts are designed for elite people, and elite people run a marathon in 2.5 hours, so it's more like 2.5 hour pace probably. Cutting down to half marathon pace. And then after that, doing 6 200-meter hill repeats at kind of like a mile pace effort with 2-minute recovery in between each of those, and then a 3-kilometer cool down run. So I got out of the house this morning, and there's always that moment, particularly because it is summer and it's just like so oppressively humid. And there are good days and bad days for it. I knew today was not going to be a good day for it, but you know, it just is what it is, because it's going to be, I think, 40 degrees here today. And I walked out of the house and there's like not even like this slight sort of like breeze or anything. And if anything, I felt it was like hotter outside than my body temperature. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a little bit rough today. And when I'm doing the 5K warm up, like on my watch, it has like a performance condition thing, which at the moment is 100% it just noticing the impact of the weather on me. So it's like performance condition -5. I'm like, no, it's just really hot and it's really humid. And so I got to the progression run part and I was just feeling it. I was like, I might have to sort of adjust what I can do here, but I'll just sort of like stay where I am, just work with it, and it ended up being okay, although the last couple of kilometers were I had to work pretty hard for them. But then like with the hill sprints, they actually felt really, really good today. So, you know, it got done. And And probably too, it's good to keep in mind that with those things, I usually have anywhere in between 2 to 3 of those workouts a week, and that's like a fully fueled situation. Like I'm having a sizable amount of gels in that, particularly in the heat, because I would just not be able to cope otherwise. So it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be when I left the house. But I also know, because I'm in a predictable pattern now, that I'll have one of those workouts and then I'll have 2 easy days where either they're both easy days or one's a rest day, one's an easy day. So you always have in the back of your mind to just like get to the finish, and then you'll be rewarded with easy days. So I did that. I expected the pace to not be great today, but it actually wasn't bad. Like I think that it's sort of like relatively within the zone, and pacing is just really hard in summer because it's like no idea what it really is. The reality is it's probably, you know, 15 seconds is probably does tend to make you about 15 seconds per kilometre slower than you would normally be if it wasn't just heinous out there. But I do tend to just like to go in and just go, okay, well, this is the pace that I normally run at. I go for that. It's different to, you know, like say, for example, with easy running, you can definitely run that too fast. But if you've got like an intervals or a progression run, it's not like you can run that too fast. Like if you can sustain it, then it wasn't too fast. So I always finish and go, did I sustain it? Yeah, and that's good. So, so yeah, that was today. I'll probably do some of my strength training this afternoon because I find it good to do that on my harder workout days, because then my easy days, there's more recovery involved. So that's the plan. Hopefully this isn't a one-off, a regular thing, and I'll chat to you next time.